Hello and thanks for joining us for the Midday News. Beyond convict, Waga Kumut was sentenced to life imprisonment in 1994 for 2 counts of willful murder. After serving 31 years, he is now on parole after being granted release on July 9, 2025. Waga Kumut is now 69 years old and has served a total of 31 years in prison. Beyond Jail Commander Jackson Gubag describes Kumut's release as an intervention by the grace of God. Kumut was first imprisoned at Midday's Beyond Correctional Facility in 1993, but later escaped. While an escapee, he committed 2 willful murders in 1994, which earned him the title Rambo and a double life sentence after his recapture in 1994. After serving 10 years in July 2004, Waga was escorted to his village of Bon, where he asked for forgiveness and told the community he would serve his life until his death. In July 2022, he was escorted to Erima in the Astrolabe Bay LLG of Raikost district, where he made peace with families of those he killed. Having done all that, he was recommended for release on parole. A historic memorandum of agreement was signed recently, between Miss Bird of Paradise PNG and West Sepik Provincial Administration and the Vanimo Green River District Administration, marking the official launch of the Miss Bird of Paradise Sundown pageant. The agreement paves the way for a strategic collaboration aimed at elevating cultural identity, empowering young women, and positioning Sundown Province as a vibrant hub for cultural tourism in celebration of Papua New Guinea's 50th independence anniversary, the Golden Jubilee. Founder and chairlady of MBOP PNG, Anna Bice, commended the momentum in Sundown, stating that the ecosystem of empowering being built across designers, artisticians, dancers, performers, photographers, and videographers will be showcased to the rest of the country. The Miss MBOP Sundown pageant will be held in Vanimo from 25th to 31st August 2025. The crowned winner will be on to represent Sundown Province at the National Miss Bird of Paradise PNG pageant. Australia's largest bilateral military exercise, Talisman Sabre 2025, officially commenced yesterday, following an opening ceremony on board HMAS Adelaide, now in its 11th iteration. Talisman Sabre 2025 is the largest and most sophisticated warfighting exercise ever conducted in Australia. Over the next 3 weeks, more than 35,000 military personnel from Australia and partnering nations will deploy across Queensland, Northern Territory, Western Australia, New South Wales and Christmas Island. For the first time, activities will also be conducted outside of Australia in Papua New Guinea. This year's exercise will consist of live fire exercise and field training activities, incorporating force preparation activities, amphibious landings, ground force maneuvers, and air combat and marine operations. It will also feature a range of new Australian Defence Force capabilities, including UH-60M Black Hawks and the Precision Strike missile. Australia's Defence Force has shown off its latest long-range strike weapon with an orchestrated display of military might. The HIMARS missile launch can hit targets up to 500 kilometers away, and the ADF argues it could prove crucial if Australia is ever forced to defend its north.
A long-range strike on a faraway target. This is the HIMARS missile system, capable of hitting its mark up to 500 kilometres away. It's a brand new weapon in the Australian arsenal, tested for the first time. And it's a signal of a major strategic shift, as Defence thinks about how it would defend Australia's north.
We had thought the sea-air gap, the waters to our north, were a great protective buffer. Well, modern weaponry very quickly traverses that gap now.
It's day one of the Talisman Sabre War Games, with a massive live firing exercise on a range north of Rockhampton. This is a highly orchestrated demonstration of just what the ADF is capable of, working alongside its allies. But the ADF is under pressure to do more. The US has been open about wanting to see Australia spending billions more each year on its own defence and contributing to global security. And with plenty of talk around this event about uncertain strategic times, that pressure is unlikely to ease.
The government is accepting risk in our most significant strategic circumstances. And what does that mean if that risk manifests? That means lives lost.
There's public commentary already on what the US is thinking.
Defence is clear that the funding question is a matter for government, but it's closely watching as threats evolve.
My role is I need to look at the strategy that's developed, understand the intelligence as our region changes and make recommendations.
And is making a point of the friends Australia is keeping close.
We recognise we're stronger when we're operating with partners.
A show of force.
Less than 4% of Australia's truckers are women, at a time when the industry says there's an urgent need for more drivers. One of the few female drivers is Katie Risk, a Larrakia woman who's using her business to try and get more Indigenous women into trucking.
But for Larrakia woman Katie Risk, driving trucks on some of the country's most remote roads is an addiction.
I really can't describe it. It's everything from the shape of the truck to the look of the diamond pattern on the roof to the feeling of the steering wheel.
For every 23 men driving trucks in Australia, there's just one woman. And it's an industry in which Katie says many still hold harmful attitudes.
Discrimination is huge, sexism. I've been told, have you ever considered weight loss surgery because you're too big to do the job? I've been asked to justify my Aboriginality.
With 15 years on the road and almost 2 million kilometres on the clock, she's now a director of a national network of women in trucking and helping others succeed in the industry.
I've mentored a lot of girls that are facing these kind of challenges for the first time, and they struggle to navigate their way through the situation.
Taking her mentorship one step further, Katie's now developing a program to get more Indigenous women behind the wheel. A plan to provide one-on-one tuition and employment with her company, Billarawara Trucking.
The program that I want to create will be culturally safe and supportive for Indigenous women to help get them into the industry where they can come judgment-free.
Australia has a truck driver shortage. Over 28,000 driver positions remained unfilled last year. In the Northern Territory, where 85% of freight travels by road, the industry here is desperate for a solution.
Yeah, it's pretty dire. We're desperately needing to see more truck drivers. We've seen some of the international drivers filling that gap, but we would be very excited to see more women in the road transport industry.
A vital industry with a chronic skills shortage, adapting before it's left in the dust.
In sports, the Papua New Guinea Football Association, the governing body of football in the country, in collaboration with the Oceania Football Confederation, hosted the This Is How We Football Training on Trainers Workshop in Midday early this month at the Leeuwarden Oval. The workshop included the launching of the capacity building awareness session called This Is How We Football for Good program. The We Football initiative aims to break down barriers for women and girls to engage in football by addressing these barriers, including violence against women and girls. This Is How We Football was launched in 2022 as part of Oceania Football Confederation's commitment to a long-term women's football strategy to ensure that girls throughout the region have the opportunity to take part in football in a safe, supportive environment. Earlier this month, Midday hosted the Training of Trainers workshop for this OFC-sanctioned program. This is how football focuses on creating supportive environments through regional and national commitment, national communication campaigns, policy and strategy, development, training and delivering programs focused on safe female participation. Alphonse Igag, the Provincial Education Advisor, stated that the significance of this initiative would be setting a foundation for girls in sports. He added that physical education was an integral part of education in the past. However, this has disintegrated over the years, making youth lose interest in sports. According to OFC, girls in the Pacific experience the highest rates of gender-based violence in the world, and they also face discrimination and exclusion with inequalities in education, decision-making process, access to health services and opportunities to play sports. Some 70% of women and girls in the Pacific are insufficiently physically active, resulting in health issues and exclusion from the benefits of sports. A co-design process was initiated with OFC member associations to develop female participation programs that would meet the needs of girls and create a safe, sustainable environment to develop female footballers. Mr. Igag is appreciative of what the PNG-FA is doing through OFC's We Football program. This is our We Football program is designed physically to break down barriers that prevent women and girls from joining and thriving in football across the Pacific. Some areas tailored to Midday include hosting female-only football clinics in schools and local communities for girls aged 13 to 18, create safe and inclusive playing spaces where girls feel welcome, supported and free from harassment, train local coaches and volunteers on gender sensitivity, safety and empowerment, and promote We Football stories on local media platforms and social media using We Football to highlight inspiring players and coaches in Midday. That ends the Midday News. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main bulletin. Bye.